Humanities DC, discover the tapestry of our nation's capital.
Man who needs that to live a life free and easy. Put the toothbrush in my hand and let me be traveling man, cause I'm a road runner baby.
There are seniors in Washington, D.C., unlike no other place in the world. The seniors of D.C. are the practitioners of the historic dance known as D.C. Hand Dance. D.C. Hand Dance, the official dance of Washington, D.C. In 2021, I filmed the story of D.C. Hand Dance. You've incorporated that double turn, or is it something you call out while you're doing it?
No. We don't call out anything.
It's strictly lead follow.
Yeah.
So when you do the double turn, that's just your lead, and y'all just know how to follow.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. And a good dancer can follow that part.
Show you right.
That's right.
Show you right. All right, Dunbar. In making this film, I met
Who you are?
Oh, my name is Adrienne Poteet.
I'm Lawrence Bradford.
I'm Maxine Grant. Nevada Warren, affectionately known as Peaches.
Melvin Copeland. And Lee Ware.
Andy Ware. Well,
Hand dance. And we are.
and these are the classic DC hand dancers. So give yourselves a round of applause.
Actually, I teach it.
You do teach it. So you keeping it alive.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I come and learn?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
After Mr. Bradford said that, at that moment, I began to learn about Lawrence Bradford, the man, the myth, and the legend of D.C. Hand Dance. Lawrence Bradford was born on July the 24th, 1944 in Washington, D.C., to Melvin and Florine Bradford. Raised in the northwest section of D.C., attending St. Augustine's Elementary School, Francis Junior High School, and Western High School, where his talents were on full display as a star basketball player before graduating with honors.
Brad was a gentleman. He was a sweet man. He was innovative, was smart, and gentle in everything he did. That's why I'm not surprised at what he has become in the dance world.
When I first met Mr. Lawrence Bradford, I was really impressed about his leadership abilities. Now, I recall a story that Mr. John Thompson, the legendary coach of Georgetown University, said that Mr. Bradford could have coached on a national level if he had chosen to. Now that takes leadership. Now not only that, but to be an instructor of strangers and to teach people who had never danced before how to dance and transform their lives, that takes leadership. Lawrence Bradford, at an early age, also began to dance.
My mother was young when I was born. She was 17. So by the time I turned 12, she's in her late 20s. And her buddies were still dancing. They were still going out dancing. So when they were getting ready to dance, they would have me lead them so they would get ready for the party, right? So dancing was just in my blood, and we all danced, and then it also became kind of a competitive thing in the neighborhood. Everybody was trying to do something to do a little better than, you know, guys, we're going to compete. Even if we're spitting, we want to see who spits the furthest. We're going to make a competition out of it. So we made a competition out of dance, and that's what we did. Yeah.
Lawrence Bradford's competitive nature and spirit as a dancer became evident, winning award after award and appearing in major dance competitions across the United States.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder dressed in red? Wade in the water. Must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? Couple number 7, Lawrence Bradford and B.J. Jones.
Lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Tell me how you left me more, and how you think I'm sexy, babe. But you don't want nobody else. You don't want this guy. You don't want that guy. You want touch yourself to me. Tell me how you left me more, and how I make you feel, babe. You wanna roll me, you wanna hold me, you wanna stay warm and get out of the cold me. I just love to hear you say it makes me never feel good, babe. Tell me you depend on me. I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. I just know that I love you, babe. I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel? Know that I love you, babe. Perfect shape. perfect way. Treat me like a birthday. I want it this way. I want it that way. I want it. Tell me you don't want me to stop. Tell me you would break your heart. But you love me all my day. You wanna roll with me. You wanna hold me. You wanna be rising. Know what you want with me. I just love to hear you say it makes me feel good, baby. I'm lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you, can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Right now. 'Cause you tell me. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, all right. Lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? Ooh, yeah. Oh, baby. All right. Oh, baby.
As Lawrence Bradford's life as a dancer grew, so did his personal life, becoming father to 4. One of his daughters reflects.
The thing I remember most, and I think my siblings would agree with me on this, Daddy was always a very popular person, popular with his friends, through basketball, through karate, through dance, obviously. But to us, he was just our dad. It wasn't, he was special because he was our dad, and not so much special because of all the other things that he could do. Even though that's what most people knew about him. If you ask even Daddy, if he started talking about his life and his legacy, he would talk about dance, he would talk about basketball. But to us, he was just our dad. The thing that stands out about Daddy the most is something that people already know about him, which is that he was a teacher. Even as a parent, everything was a lesson, an opportunity for you to reflect, to learn, to grow, regardless of the situation.
My dad was very outgoing, friendly, very community oriented, really spent a lot of time and took time to really help people. And as my sister mentioned, he was an excellent teacher and an instructor in anything he touched. And one of the things he did, he told jokes, he shot pool, pretty much anything he touched, he was excellent. He could play, he jumped rope, he could play jacks. He taught us chess at a young age. He tried to get us into computers at a young age. He would bring us books on Fortran and things of that nature. You know, his professional career was he was the director of the computer department for University District of Columbia, for UDC. And they were the second who actually brought online grading to the DC area. UDC was the actual second university in this whole area to do it under his guide.
Another thing that I came to find out or discover about the man, Mr. Lawrence Bradford, was his devotion and his, I would say, personal fortitude. Because see, when I met Mr. Bradford, when we were filming my documentary, he had a hip problem. But you never knew Mr. Bradford was suffering in pain, and he was dancing and dancing. But then Mr. Bradford had hip replacement surgery. 2 weeks later, I don't know the exact time, a month, 2, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, for Mr. Bradford, after having replacement hip surgery, to be back on the dance floor, teaching Washingtonians how to dance, took a devotion and a personal fortitude that I hadn't witnessed in somebody his age before.
Lawrence Bradford's love for the dance resurfaced and continued after high school and for the rest of his life.
When we leave high school, especially in the inner city, around 34, 35, when you, another 15 years after you've been out of high school, you start thinking about some of the things you did in high school. Right? And you start talking about the high school reunion and all that kind of stuff. Well, for us, it was kind of dance. So I'm leaving high school in 62, right? 18, 19, 20, somewhere around in there. So now when I'm in my early 30s, I'm looking, I want to go back to the dance. I want to find the dance, right? So I go to this club. I'm asking where they dancing, right? And this is before the term hand dance actually happened. I have a theory on that, but so I go to this club, and there are like 9 people in the club, right? And it's all the music that I grew up on. And those 9 people are dancing. I go back the next week, and there's now 10 people in the club. And so the next thing I know, right, and this is in the late 70s, early 80s, that this is taking place. Used to be a club called Foxtrot down on R Street, right? Well, they were doing the hustle in there, right? And so the hand dancers said, wait a minute, that is not our dance, we hand dancers. So they went down and they did the little thing. And the next thing we knew, a gentleman by the name of Alan Lee had a radio station. He started the place, started the dance. And the next thing you know, you looked up and the place was packed. Because I wasn't the only one looking for somewhere to go to do the dance we did in high school, right? And it really started to take off.
Lawrence Bradford danced and danced. Then the opportunity to teach presented itself, and Mr. Bradford could not resist.
We used to hang out in a club called the Eclipse on Bladensburg Road. We thought, because we grew up in the city, that everybody in D.C. knew how to dance. I mean, we knew how to dance. We did it all our lives, so we thought. And the owner of the club at that time, Larry Beasley, came to me, and I think I was referred to him by one of the guys that dances with us in the classic hand dancers, the National Hand Dance Association, Melvin Copeland, for whatever reason told Mr. Beasley that if he wanted somebody to teach the dance, he should really talk to me. So he came to talk to me about teaching the dance. And at the time, I said, Larry, everybody in D.C. knows how to dance. You don't really need anybody to teach it, right? He said, I'm telling you, Brad, you don't see it because you're in here dancing. There are 20 or 30 people in this club just standing, watching you guys dance, wishing they knew how to do what you guys take for granted, right? He said, so would you just think about it for a minute and just start a class? So we talked and talked and talked. So I said, okay, we'll give it a shot. So I'm holding the class. Again, I got 7, 8 people in the class. This is in November of 1992. Is when I started teaching. So now I got 9 people in the class, and the word gets out. Around July in 1993, I now got 35, 40 people in the class, right? I said, wait a minute, this is getting crazy. So now I've had the first group of people from November to June, right? So now here comes August, September, weather's changing. I got 75, 80 people in the class, but I got a problem, right? With the success comes a problem, a logistical problem. I got some people who've been in the class for 7, 8, 9 months. They're able to do a bunch of stuff. I got now 25, 30 people that don't know anything. So now what am I going to do, right? Because now I got to try to teach both groups at the same time. And that's how the structure of the class came to be.
Lawrence Bradford's classes began to grow and grow, which became known as the Lawrence Bradford smooth and easy style of D.C. hand dance. As the smooth and easy style continued to grow, more and more D.C. residents began to gravitate to hand dancing, and the nation's capital began to dance and dance. Lawrence Bradford began to add variations on the classic D.C. hand dance style, allowing the dance to evolve, and more people came to study with Lawrence Bradford. As the new variations on the classic hand dance style of dancing that Lawrence Bradford introduced began to grow, some of the classic D.C. hand dancers weren't necessarily happy with this change. However, once seen by new hand dancers, it was a hit and people loved it.
Some of the old schoolers like ourselves kind of resented the fact that you took our dance, which was old school, and you made it something, it's almost like it was competitive. We didn't compete like that. We weren't a showcase. Like they said, we had fun. We went out, and when we did compete against others, it was like you get the floor. And if you got the floor and people circling around you, that means you were really doing something. But to actually go out there and compete for money or showcase, no, we didn't do that. We were just dancing. And there were some people that they were immaculate. They were superb. They could really roll on that floor. And if you saw Brad in the old school, it did not look like what he's doing now. Brad was a good old school dancer.
Hand dance in D.C. was back with a vengeance, the older and the new. As Lawrence Bradford's smooth and easy style grew, his teaching technique evolved as well. With the evolution of smooth and easy, DC now had two styles of hand dance, the old classic hand dance and the new smooth and easy. It's worth mentioning again, not everyone was happy with the evolution, and the two styles rarely met and danced on the same dance floor together.
I will say that in my observation, old school doesn't dance with new school. They do not dance with new school at all. That's my observation, and that's unfortunate for the dance. That's unfortunate for what Brad wanted this to be. He wanted to be integrated, so I think it's unfortunate, but they don't.
A lot of the old schoolers, they want to get out and have a good time. They don't want to get out there. They don't care if you do 6 turns, but the new schoolers think they're doing something, and sometimes they look down on the old school.
In spite of this brewing controversy, hand dance in D.C. continued to grow. As the classic old school dancers continued to age, Lawrence Bradford's smooth and easy style was bringing in a new generation of dancers, ensuring the survival of hand dance in D.C. To ensure the survival of the two styles, dance classes of both styles are being taught citywide. One of the main reasons for the growth of Smooth and Easy was that Lawrence Bradford began to graduate his dance students to make room for the newcomers, and those that graduated received a certificate of graduation, qualifying them to become teachers of Smooth and Easy as well.
2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and loop. 5, 6, 7. Take her on out, guys. Give a round of applause, guys. This is hard. This is hard.
First, I was a student of Brad from his first class. And as his classes started to grow and he needed help, he took 11 students from the first class and trained them how to instruct. And those 11 students wanted to dance. Whenever there was an affair, Brad would do a demo dance with his current partner. At the time it was Lulu, who was old school. And as we learned how to instruct, we wanted to show the crowd that we could dance too. And it was impossible for all 11 of us to do a separate dance, so the Smooth and Easy dance troupe was formed. So it was 12 people, Brad, initially 11, Brad making the 12th person. So Brad gave the guys, 5 guys, the opportunity to choose who they wanted to dance with out of those females. And it just broke my heart that nobody chose me. So out of default, Brad, the last man standing, had to take me. And it turned out to be the best thing in the world for me. That man, we would have practice on Saturdays. We would have a class on Saturday that ended at 12 noon. And Brad would work me from 12 to 5 straight. All we would do is dance and dance and dance and dance. And it wasn't easy because Brad's a Leo and Eileen's a Leo. And boy, but as JoJo said, but on that dance floor, it was explosive, those two Leos. But we would battle getting there, you know? Brad, in my opinion, to this day, is the best that I've ever seen in leading a female. And all the dances. We did the birdland. We did the walk. We did the skate. We did the bop. We did drops. He used to, in fact, his nickname for me was Lead Bottom. Because in doing some of the dips, if you dropped your butt, you went to the floor. So it took a while before I mastered that.
With the success of Lawrence Bradford's Smooth and Easy, some would say he became the Pied Piper of dance in D.C., as Washingtonians followed him on the dance floor. Smooth and Easy gave the dancers of D.C. an opportunity and a choice to learn the old classic style of hand dance or the Smooth and Easy style, both of which are rooted in the historic Lindy Hop tradition. If the Lindy Hop evolved into DC hand dance, Lawrence Bradford saw that DC hand dance could evolve as well, and it attracted thousands. It's a beautiful thing watching the seniors of DC enjoying themselves on the dance floor. The dance keeps everyone active socially and physically as well. Because all hand dance is rooted in the Lindy Hop, one would ask, what is the difference between the two?
The difference between the old school style and the smooth and easy style is style. It's style, okay? Meaning that women held their heads different, women's body shape and form when they're dancing was about being, I'll basically say, prim and proper.
One of the beautiful things about DC hand dance is it allows seniors to socialize, exercise, and glamorize, and the women love it.
On Sundays, I would look forward to going there because I'm telling you, the guys were sharp. They were very sharp. And I had never seen anything like that because, you know, I'm not in a church, so I don't see when men dress up in suits all the time, looking good, shoes shining and all of this. And they would be such gentlemen then. They would come over to your table and extend their hands and ask you to dance, escort you to the floor, dance with you, and bring you back to your seat. And I just love that. And I also love dressing up myself, you know, because, I mean, the women, all the women look very nice. I didn't wear the shoes that they wore because I don't want my feet to hurt. I came to dance, so I would have on the ugly dance shoes, you know. But I just had a ball there every Sunday.
The ladies at that time, hand dancing was so much enjoyment. I mean, we had old school, new school. We had the bop, the two-step. We had the birdland. We had the walk.
As a Pied Piper of DC hand dance, Mr. Bradford's contribution to the art form is undeniable. Due to his contribution to the dance, people who had never danced before became practitioners of Lawrence Bradford's smooth and easy dance style. And the seniors of DC are still able to let their light shine because of Mr. Lawrence Bradford, the man, the myth, and the legend of DC hand dance.
Me and I be gone. You can love me if you wanna, but I do declare when I get restless, I gotta move somewhere. I'm a road runner, baby. Anywhere's my home. Hey, and I love life I live, and I'm gonna live life I live.
Humanities DC, discover the tapestry of our nation's capital.